If you're planning cross-country travel with a dog, this video is going to save you time, stress, and also avoid a few surprises. I have logged over 70,000 miles on solo road trips with my dog, and today I'm going to answer the most common questions that I get about traveling long distance, from feeding your pup well to keeping your dog safe and comfortable, and finding out if your dog is a good fit for long distance travel. So let's jump right in. Hey there, I'm Bing from Wonder Bing Travel, and I get questions about traveling cross-country with dogs all the time. After all those miles on the road with Lexi, my golden retriever, these are the questions and concerns that come up the most and the ones that make the biggest difference in ensuring that both you and your pup enjoy an amazing experience packed with freedom and wonder on your road trip. Before you plan cross-country travel with your dog, start by asking this most important question. Do they actually enjoy traveling? Some dogs love the car, other ones get anxious after just a few minutes, and still others get sick. So my best advice to this very important question is to start small and travel with them on a daily or even a weekly basis, even if that means just getting them to tag along to the grocery store. Help them to equate riding in the car with something fun, good things. So not just the vet, for example, or something else that scares them. So go for walks and hikes and play dates and just make it fun for them, and then make it longer and longer. And pay attention to things like motion sickness, their energy level, their general comfort, and then how quickly do they actually settle down in the car. Because being in a car for hours and hours and days with a dog that is uncomfortable or skittish or anxious or just unhappy makes for a really long trip for both of you. I'm just skimming the surface on this because I've written a book called There's Wonder Around the Bend. It's an inspiring guide for solo road tripping, and there's an entire chapter called Dog on Board at the end where I dive deep into determining if your dog is a good fit for a road trip. So check that out. I'll put the link below in the description. So feeding your dog on a cross-country road trip can feel a little daunting. At least I found it that way, especially if you're going to be gone for a long time. But please know a few things. One is that it does not have to mean sacrificing nutrition or the enjoyment that dogs get out of their food. I use BJ's raw freeze-dried food. It's compact, it's super lightweight, it's easy to store and travel with, and it keeps Lexi healthy no matter where we are. It's just 2 ounces per meal, and I add a little bone broth or even water if that's all I have, and it has been a total game changer for both of us. It's one of those small switches that really is big because it takes up so much less room and it's so much less thinking about it, and it makes long distance dog travel so much simpler. I totally believe in the importance of a raw diet for my dog, and if that sounds new or crazy to you, please know Lexi's been eating BJ's for almost her entire life, and we're never going to change. If you'd like to give it a try, I'll pop the link to BJ's in the description below. Just go and visit their store online and you can get 25% off your order if you use my link. Okay, let's talk about keeping your dog comfortable on a cross-country road trip. And that starts with your setup in your car. So here's an important consideration to begin with. The word consistency, because dogs need to have what I would call like a happy place, comfort on the road. They are used to routine and used to things that make them comfortable and feel safe at home. So you have to assimilate that in some way when you are on the road. And the car can be that for them, and it really needs to be. So what do you actually need for that? So while the little things can be different, their toys, their blankets, all of those kinds of things, the biggest consideration is what I would call their nest. So there's a lot of pieces to that, but the thing that I think is most important is actually the space that they are inhabiting. And so for Lexi, I have found what I think is just a brilliant thing called the Roween back seat extender. It turns the back seat into a safe, flat space with tons of room, great ventilation, and she can really stretch out and feel very much at home. Blankets, toys, whatever it is that you need. I've shared all my favorite car gear, both for me and for Lexi, in this video here called The Best Road Trip Tips and Gear. And you can click on the link here, you can click on the link below to do a deeper dive into the backseat extender review as well. Non-negotiable. It's cozy, secure, and the whole setup means just a calmer dog and a calmer driver, which is what you need to figure out so that your dog and you can have a fabulous cross-country travel experience together. I'm excited to say that finding pet-friendly places to stay and also places to hike and walk and all those things is so much easier than it used to be. So my go-tos are 2 apps that I use for both of these things. One is called Bring Fido. You can see it here. It is a free app that you can download, and it is a little bit like Travelocity for dogs or Hotels.com for dogs. It doesn't just give you dog-friendly hotels, though. It also gives you restaurants and great places to go and visit with dogs. Dog-friendly everything. You can make reservations directly on the app as well, and it's super convenient. I love it. I probably use it more for restaurants than anything else. Where can I find a place I can eat with my dog? But I love it for hotels and such too. So check out Bring Fido. The other app is the AllTrails app, which won't help you with where to stay so much, but it can definitely help you with figuring out where dog-friendly hiking is. And it tells you exactly how long they are and the terrain and all the things that you would want to know for yourself, but it also will tell you if dogs are welcome, if they have to be on a leash, etc., if there's water, that type of thing. And if you're planning on doing national parks, this is super important because dogs are not welcome as hikers in a lot of national parks. They're usually welcome to be in a car and in a parking lot, but a lot of national parks do not allow dogs on hiking trails. So you can use an app like AllTrails to figure out dog-friendly hiking. I'll put the link for both of them below, and you can also download both of them for free, although AllTrails does have a paid version that is more extensive. Honestly, I just use the free one, and it's always been great for me. So the 5th question is, how do you keep your dog safe and content on a long-distance road trip when you have to get out of the car and leave them in the car? It's inevitable, friends, and I know you can read lots of other blogs and comments about it and people freaking out about leaving their dogs in their cars. Of course, you have to be super duper careful, but it is inevitable that you will have to leave your dog in the car at some point. You have to go to the restroom. You may have to run into a grocery store really quick. There are situations where your dog has to stay in the car. The best thing I can say is to think a lot about it ahead of time and prep ways that will minimize those stops. Of course, you can't help the restroom stops. Really plan your food well, for example, and know where you're going every day as best you can. Stop frequently for your dog, and then on those times where you are actually stopped, park in the shade. Make sure your dog has ventilation. If it's really warm, make sure that it's so quick that you are running in and out. Make sure that you have a fan in the back for your dog. So ventilation is super important. Even for quick restroom breaks, those small steps make a huge difference to your dog's safety and to their comfort. And I just want to say one other thing, and I know that this is not something that you can completely control sometimes, but I make the conscious decision not to travel in the heat of the summer with Lexi because I just don't want to put her in those situations where it's going to be super hot. So we travel in the fall, in the winter, in the spring, or if we're in the summer, we are headed to the mountains where it is inevitably much cooler. So give that some significant consideration before you ever leave home. I want to make sure that you and your pup are completely ready for your first or your next road trip. So I'm offering you my Going Solo Quick Start Guide, which is a pretty in-depth, totally free guide that you can download, and it covers how to prep your car, how to manage safety gear, how to travel confidently. It gives you everything from journal prompts to just prepping and packing and all those kinds of things. So you'll find the link below. And it's right here, and I hope that you will download that and enjoy it. Okay, friends, I hope that this helped you feel ready for cross-country travel with your dog. If you want to go deeper on gear and setup, you absolutely can grab a copy of my book, like I said below, get the Going Solo Quick Start Guide, and watch my top 5 tips for road tripping with your dog. Another video where I think you will find lots of value. And if you've enjoyed this video, there are tons more for you to do a deep dive into all things solo road tripping, as well as traveling with your dog. Be sure to subscribe, and I hope that Lexi and I, my barking dog, who's in the pond right now, will see you on the road.